Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. So we got a 2016 Ford Focus that has a drivability issue. This customer states every time he tries to accelerate, the vehicle stalls out and he loses power. It also has a misfire that he would like to diagnose. So we're going to see if we could put a scan tool in it, see if we could grab some data and figure it out for this customer. So let's get it. When I started the vehicle up, I noticed that I had like a rough idle as well. And see exactly why this vehicle is acting up. I'm gonna take the AC off. Let's take it off. Where is it? Right, take off. Okay, so we got the focus that came back up, and we also had some on the PCM that I did erase because I needed to figure out exactly if they were self-inflicted or if it's the vehicle does have the problem. As I said, we do have the tire pressure monitor sensor flashing, right? But it didn't come for that. It came for, loss of power, especially on the throttle side of it. So let's see exactly what's going on. So I still have some fault codes. All right, so we got the throttle actuator A control system stuck. P2112. So that is exactly what I'm experiencing. When I step on the X, I'm not getting no response at all. So let's press enter. And let's go into the live data and let's see. Matter of fact, before we go into live data, let's do a read system codes and see if we can, just take a look around and see exactly what the fault code means. Because when I start up, I'm seeing that the vehicle did, work, and then it started acting up again. So let's retrieve CMDTS, which is constant monitoring DTC, right? So you got, a continuous memory DTC. Well, my bad. So when did it happen? Let's go into freeze frame, and my calculated load was at 30%. The vehicle was fairly warmish. RPM went up to almost 4,000 RPM, and the vehicle running time was at 2 seconds. All right. Also, if you take a look, we are taking away fuel, and let's look at our TPS as well. Do we have anything for throttle? No. Intake manifold pressure is 89, so my throttle was open. So let's come out of here and let's go into code search, and let's take a look and see exactly what that means. Do I need to verify me? No. Ford Focus Expedition. What does that mean? Alright, so we got a little YouTube video that we could look through, but I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm just gonna come out and let's see if we can go into some live data and take a look at the throttle and see what's going on. Kind of moving a little slow. So let's take a look at the percentage on our throttle and see if we can see anything. If I step on APP, where are you? Acceleration value, right? So looking at my pedal position. And let's look at our throttle. I'm going to go straight to my throttle. And let's take a look at my throttle. Where are you? Okay, auto converter, throttle, offset, this position, learn. Okay, I don't have a misfire. Right, so press OK, and let's graph this. So I'm not sure exactly what was done, if they threw anything at it. So we're gonna go and remove the accelerator pedal and press OK. I'm just gonna pick the stuff that I need, and let's see what's going on. So I got 15%, 15.3% on pedal D. Pedal E is 7.8. I got voltage. Okay, APP 2 is lower than APP 1. Okay, let's see, we don't have no errors. and my offset. Oh, matter of fact, let's come out here and let's take some of these stuff off that I don't need. What is this? We could take this error off. I want to see everything as well, at least as much as I can. And the scan tool is a small screen. I think it's 8-inch. Let's go back down. Let's see what's good. Let's graph it again. Okay, so let's start this vehicle up and see what's going on. So we got a rough start, and right now our angle is learned. Throttle position is at 17.25. My learn is 15. I'm going to go for, I gotta come out here and take off all that APP. I mean, I would like to look at APP 1 and 2 at least. And let's graph this. No. And let's press OK. Let's look at the list. So right now my throttle position sensor 1 learned is 15.25. If I step on the X, let's see exactly what's going on to throttle 1 and 2. Alright, so it's going high, low, so that means it'll be crisscrossing. Oh, there you have it. So there we have the fault. Yeah, you hearing it too. Alright, take a look at that. So I'm not getting no response at all on the pedal. So it's stuck. So basically this is how the vehicle is responding to the fault code that's on the scan tool, to the throttle. And I'm going to show you exactly where the throttle is located. It is closer to the booster, right? It doesn't have much room here to the top. Probably could get access to it to the bottom, I'm not sure. But there you have the throttle, and I'm just going to see if I could get more probes down there. It's really tight, probably got to remove some holes and stuff like that. Yeah, so this customer said that he wanted to sell his vehicle, but he doesn't want to sell it in this condition. So if I can, help him out, that'd be great. But let's see exactly what's going on. As I said, I gotta get my tools on this throttle to see if we could get some sort of direction. And is it the ECU? Is it the throttle? Is it a harness problem? So I removed all the 4 codes of the system. So let's rescan the vehicle and let's see if we get that P2112 code that returned for the throttle actuator. Let's see what's going on. Okay, yep, we got that 2112 code came back. Alright, so we definitely have an issue with the throttle. As I mentioned before, I'm not sure if it's the ECU or the throttle. It's not a harness problem for now. Alright, so let me see what else information I can gather. Matter of fact, before I do anything, I'm gonna remove the charge pipe and let's see if the throttle plate is actually opening. I mean, that's easy to do. Just gotta put the key on, engine off, and you look to see if the plate, basically swipe back and forth. Yeah, let's do that. That's really simple before we grab any tools. Right now, this vehicle is shaking violently, and I'm not getting no throttle response at all. Okay, so let's switch off. Let's put it back on, and let's see if it resets. It does reset. And it goes right back into that fail-safe mode. So let's move the charge pipe out of the way and let's see if we could get the camera down to see exactly what's going on with the throttle plate. So let me just see if I can stick my camera right here. Alright, so with key on, engine off, I'm expecting to see the throttle plate move. Right, so that's basically just moving out all the debris or ice or whatever sticks around the throttle. So yep. So with key on, engine off, I'm expecting some movement on that throttle plate, and which I'm seeing. So let's see if we can start the vehicle up. Let me ask him to step on the X. So it does open a little bit, but not much because you're not getting no response, right? So let's hook up our tools and let's see what's going on. So it's hard to get the back probes in here, so I'm gonna have to pierce these wires, right? I'm gonna put my arm clamp around one of the wires for the motor. I have the yellow and red, which is basically the power and ground going to this throttle. I have the 5-volt ref, the signal ground, and I have TP1, TP2. So with that now, I got everything covered. I may also put ignition exhaust to monitor what's going on number 1 cylinder. Yeah, I need to do that because I mean, I saw some crazy things where a coil would take out the ECU and have the throttle, you know, acting crazy. So let's get this vehicle act up so we can get some capture. Let's give it a little RPM. Yeah, there you have it. It's starting to act up. So let me just run a little bit longer and stop the scope, and let's, you know, analyze and see what's going on with this vehicle. So seeing that this throttle is not readily available for us, this customer doesn't want to be spending crazy cash on this vehicle because he intends to sell it. As I stated earlier, right, the red and yellow traces are the DC motor within the throttle. The green and blue are 5-volt ref and signal ground. The white and purple are TP1 and TP2, and both values have to add up to like 5 volts and gotta crisscross each other when you step on the X, especially on this vehicle, right? So I have the brown trace there basically for ignition coil secondary signal, just to ensure that the coil is not hitting the ECU. I just want to monitor that, and seeing that the Ford uses the H-bridge circuit to control the DC motor within the throttle, we gotta look at that as a bidirectional control where they control the speed and the direction of the motor by reversing the polarity of the voltage across the 4 switches within the throttle. From what I'm seeing here, my power and ground is intact, but my TP1 and TP2 is being affected due to the position of the plate on the throttle. The ECU is sending voltage to the motor to open and close the plate, but for some reason it's like it's seeing high resistance, so it's like it's shutting down. And if you get high resistance, you're going to have low current. I believe we may have to replace the throttle. These little spikes that you see on the waveforms, on the traces, that's just the ignition. I don't think the ignition coil has anything to do with this as well. I believe we do have a faulty throttle. And because of the high resistance in the motor or whatever it is, you don't have no blockage, which we saw earlier. You know, it's affecting TP1 and TP2 and going in limp mode. So there, let's make a call on the throttle.
3 days later.
Yeah, so the customer ordered the throttle, just got here. So he asked if I can pop it in. So let's remove the old throttle and let's put this one in. I don't think I have any relayings to do, but I gotta ensure everything is right up before I let this car go. Alright, so brand new shiny throttle. He brought it in from, let's see, Mag Electronics or Electrical, whatever it is. So let me just get my tools, let me just remove it and show you what's good. Right, so this is the old throttle right here, and this is the new one. Right, I gotta move real quick because I got another car I need to deal with. Right, so let's put this one in and everything should be good. Right, so we got everything in. I got all the connectors back on, right, all the hoses. Right, so let's go in the vehicle and let's scan this car for any fault codes. If you can recall, we had a P2112, right? So, all right, with the scan tool, all right, let's look for this 2016 Ford Focus. All right, this is a European model. Okay, just using the hotel. I don't feel like grabbing a lunch right now. It's okay. Alright, so let's start this vehicle up and see how it performs. I removed the P2112 throttle actuator stock code off. So all we got remaining is the ABS and the TPMS faults. Alright, so let's see if we can raise the RPM up a little bit. It was setting around 3,000 to 4,000 RPM. So far so good. Basically, I'm confident that I was able to fix this vehicle by following the diagnostic plan. Alright, the part was replaced and the only part that was purchased was installed, so that's a good sign. Alright, thank you for watching. Let me know if this video is up to your standard. Other than that, let me take this car for a spin with the customer, then show everything as well. Right, hit that bell notification for more free content by DJ Mobile Auto Services. Until next time, peace.